Our next guest is honoring his father by celebrating his 100th birthday by helping local high school students in benefiting art education programs in Sacramento. Chris Brubeck of the Brubeck Brothers Quartet joins us with more on this event and his father's legacy. Welcome, Chris.
It's great to be with you, Desiree.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on the show this morning. And Chris, you and your group, the Brubeck Brothers Quartet, are on tour celebrating your father, Dave Brubeck's centennial. Can you tell us what is the program like?
Well, he wrote so many jazz tunes as well as classical music for orchestra and things. But he's from Northern California originally, and he was very proud of coming from that area and developed his own language because he wasn't from New York. His musical language includes odd time signatures, polyphonic, polytonal approach to music, a lot of original ideas. And so we celebrate that by playing his compositions and keeping those ideas alive to contemporary jazz audiences.
Yeah, he's definitely made his stamp. And how does your band's music differ from your father's?
Well, because of like my generation, I grew up when the Beatles hit. I was in 7th grade. So obviously I loved rock and roll. And I went from rock and roll to becoming a jazz musician. Everyone in our group started out as a rock and roll musician and then advanced into jazz. So we are not a rock band. We're a straight ahead jazz group, but there's little tinges of funk and jazz that's, that sneak into our particular brand of jazz. It's all music. We have ears. We're listening all the time when we hear great music, and it all kind of sneaks into our musical consciousness and comes out on stage.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a fun time. And what kind of collaborations have you and the group done with your father?
We have played, fortunately, all the big festivals like Detroit Jazz Festival, Monterey Jazz Festival, Newport. Sometimes he'll have us be as his guests, and sometimes, he was a guest of us. But there's so much mutual respect between the generations. And my brothers and I have played with my father all over the world for decades, and unfortunately he's no longer with us. But it is so great to keep his music alive. And he certainly has, millions of fans around the world that are still interested in his music.
Yeah, and I love that you're still keeping his music alive. And could you tell us about the Brubeck Jazz Summit in Lake Tahoe this summer?
This is something that we tried to start several times, but COVID sort of delayed it. This year, we're hoping we're really going to be able to pull it off. And it's like the best kids in the country. Some of them who are probably going to be coming from the Rio Americana High School. These are really advanced students who are going to be opening for us at our concert. And it's going to be up in June or July at Lake Tahoe. It's an incline village technically. So it's going to be like 15 to 30 maybe all-star jazz kids with an incredible all-star faculty teaching them. It's going to be a really terrific learning experience for everyone.
Sounds like a good time. And tell us a little bit about the members in your group.
Well, I got to start with my brother Dan, who's a fantastic drummer, a very special kind of guy. Speaking of rock and roll, he sort of has the energy of Keith Moon from The Who, but he's a jazz player, and he specializes in odd time signatures. We have Mike D'Amico, fantastic jazz guitarist, and Chuck Lamb on piano, who's an amazing player as well. And we've been together for about 20 years playing.
Wow, that is awesome. Chris Brubeck, I'm so happy we got to get the chance to have you join us this morning. And for more on this special workshop, visit friendsofsacramentoarts.org. And before we sign off, let's listen to a special piece from the Brubeck Brothers Quartet performing Jazzanians.